And I've done a couple little odds and ends, but this is what the door latch looks like. I've got two problems. One, this was loose. So if you grab your striker and you can move it up and down, which I could, this is the problem. The other problem I have, which I don't want to flip it over right now because I don't want all this stuff to fall, is the outside handle kind of flops. So I try to fix that too. If I figure that out, I'll add to this video. Okay, I figured out the cause of the floppy outside handle. There's not a spring. Basically, as this thing moves back and forth, the strike or whatever, if you look right here and right here, there's two little tabs that stick down. And there's also springs that are right here that push it this way. The spring goes from here to here. That's the closed position. Now, what's happened, I'll take this off. There's the handle. Watch. Let's see if I can get this in the light. So there isn't a spring that does it. It's just as this slides back and forth, these tabs right here push this back. Well, my assumption is if you look at this handle, how it's kind of bowed, it's just bent. Now I'm not going to try to bend it back because this looks like very brittle metal. So what I may try to do is maybe find a, well, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. It's going to involve some rigging. Be back. Okay, I've been looking at it more, and it's actually, if I get it all put back together tight, there'll be just about this much movement, which I can live with, but that noise just drives me insane. But if you look, I don't know if this is going to show up or not. Right there. This little nipple right here is what strikes this, and that's what makes the freaking clink that drives you batty. So I think what I might do is just low tech. I could tap this and put a screw in there so that I could adjust it out, but I don't know. I think that may be the ultimate solution, because I could do this from the outside. You can see, even with the door installed, I've got a lot of access to it, and so that'll be my backup plan. Tap this, put a flathead machine screw in there that I can sit there and adjust it in and out, keep tension on this. But I think right now I might do is just clean this off and put a dab of goopy goo silicone or something on it, see if it'll stick, and if it sticks, it'll just act as a little bumper, and that's by far the easiest solution, so I'll probably give that a shot. I'll come back later. Alright, what I'm going to do is clean this thing. Trying to, all the surfaces that rub together. There's some high spots here from old dried up grease and stuff. I'll do some carb cleaner on it. I'm gonna get them all dressed up. These are the two Allen heads that were loose that was letting this thing flop up and down. I'm going to put Loctite in there, blue. Just a drop, but well, this isn't really that difficult. It's not something I want to use, consider scheduled maintenance, you know what I'm saying? Okay, let's just, hopefully this will be a one and done. I'll be back. Got a nice little thin coat of grease on the friction points here, and you notice I'm stretching the springs. The bottom one is the standard and the top one's the one I've stretched. So let me get these stretched and I'll put this thing back together. Okay, I've pretty much got this put back together. Now you'll notice I got some Permatex on here. The reason is I had to install these a little loose because this plate right here, which connects to this, is not flat. It's somewhat bowed right here, and I think maybe that was somebody's initial attempt to tighten it up. But what that did was, if you tighten this all the way down, which is the keeper for this, then it won't slide evenly because it binds up. So to make this thing run smooth, I've actually had to install this just a hair loose. To compensate, I've got a thread sealer here. I put some on the top and went back and forth to try to wick it in. And now I can't do it because I've only got one hand, but it runs really smoothly, and this thing comes, you'll notice these two springs are pushing this piece right here all the way up against the stop, which is this. When I took it apart, these two screws were out, like they're almost falling out, so thank God I took it apart. So I've got thread seal in here, but I'm still paranoid about losing them, so wouldn't be a little redneck engineer without duct tape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this off with carb cleaner. I'm going to get some alcohol and clean it, but then I'm going to just wrap tape all the way around this, maybe 2 passes, enough to where I'm sure, even if these come loose, I'm not going to lose the screws, because that's what I want to do, is lose these screws, because if I lose them, well, I can't show you from here, the Jeep's in the way, but they will fall inside the door down about 4 feet, and fishing them out is not something I want to do. So let me get this done and I'll come back. Okay, I got the duct tape on. Got it where the duct tape's really touching itself, whatever you want to call it, so it's got a good, I'm not worried about it coming off. And remember, all it's doing is holding these 2 screws, so if they, hopefully it'll help prevent them back out, but I just don't want to lose them down in the door. So let me go put it back together. Okay, what I came up with is a little piece of foam rubber with adhesive on the back. They usually come in little circles, I guess, to put on the bottom of chairs. I don't know, my wife had bought a bunch of them, so I stole one, cut it up, cut a little square out, and I got some super glue. So super glue, this stuff, I know super glue loves to eat up foam. Maybe it'll adhere to this. I've really cleaned this spot off real good and see how it works. Okay, I've got it in there. I think I might put another Put that wick in there, let it dry, and I'm going to go ahead and install this and we'll try it out. Okay, got it all back on. No more rattle. It actually works really smooth. There's no more slop in here, so call it good, or good enough for now. Thanks for watching.